Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This is a recap video for growth stocks list this week in terms of what's moving and what's not moving. And so this is for the week ending May 30th, 2025. We finished May very strongly. I think we went over that in the market recap video. If you haven't seen that, please go watch it. I think it was up about 9% for NASDAQ, so very strong month. And we are still in uptrend mode. It is still the V-shaped rebound is still intact. And however, we're seeing growth stocks pulling back, probably in most cases more than the index for sure. So where are we? Well, we saw some distribution the week before, like 3 distribution days. And then this week we saw another one here on Thursday, even though it's what they call a stalling day. Basically, it's just a higher volume up day, but actually didn't move much. So that is considered a stalling day, which may be a distribution day. But we don't really know. So it depends on what the next move is. So for the week, we do have accumulation coming back. We see that in the stocks. And this is the number of stocks being accumulated versus distributed. There is also more accumulation in the industry groups than distribution. On the net accumulation minus distribution for each sector, you can see technology is pretty weak. It kind of was started out pretty strong on Tuesday with the bounce, but since that time it has weakened. And same thing with commodities and energy here. We do see retail somewhat strong here, surprisingly. Industrial is okay, and health is okay, and financial also just near flat here. In terms of the growth stocks list that I'll present in a second here, the number of stocks we're monitoring is roughly 350 stocks here. Out of those 350, only 25%, which is 72, are in uptrend, which means they're above their 10 and 21 day moving average more than 1%. Within 1% of those moving averages is about 58 of them. So there's more stocks kind of stuck in that zone right now. And you can see the number rises here. On the downtrend side, we continue to see high number here. So yeah, probably 70% of them are in downtrend right now still. So that's not good. We need to increase this number back, and we just haven't seen much accumulation coming back after this drop. So that's the negative side. So this is the growth stock list based on performance since April 7. Here's the symbol here. Here's the performance, right? We'll go through the list in a second here. But really, as you scroll down, you're starting to see a lot of downtrend forming, which is not a good sign. Like, it's been happening for about 8 sessions now, and it's continued. It has no improvement so far, which is not good. Like, perhaps we could start seeing improvement soon, but it just really hasn't been doing much the last, like I say, 8 sessions now. It's still mostly in downtrend, yeah, so you can see all the way down here, it's mostly downtrend. So for those who hasn't seen this spreadsheet before, basically the first 2 columns is based on daily and weekly relative strength for a 3-month period. And we have price performance here. We have the ranking here on this side based on that performance. We have whether it's an uptrend, downtrend, or within 1%, basically neutral within the 10-21 day moving average. We have highest date here, meaning it actually make a new high on this day, based on since April 7. We have industry group and the sector here. So those are the primary columns I look at. Here we see HIMSS is number 1. So we're going to start focusing today. We're actually going to start focusing by sector just to see how, that group or sector is doing. So here we have filtered by sector health, and here's the industry group. Feel free to look at this list on your own time. I'm not going to be able to go through all of them. We'll just go through some of the top ones here. So first one is HIMSS, which is number 1. So HIMSS here, I'm going to turn back my markup just so we can see what I've been doing lately as well. So here's the nice uptrend here. And as it comes towards the top, you see those pink marks basically show some selling there. And then we saw a bounce here, and I added some, but it actually didn't work. And then I had to get out here. Then here is where I got back in yesterday. It very decisively moved back above the 10-day moving average. It's still a pretty strong slope, but it probably is safer to wait one more day if it crossed that 45-degree trend line. So yeah. the volume did come in, and volume also died down on the selling side. So that's what I like about the recent digestion. And also down here, it actually hold on for many days, this 10-day moving average. So again, whenever I see like strength around the 10-day, sorry, that's the 21-day. So I seen strength there, and then it came back about 21-day. I think that was a good buy on Friday, but with this market, anything could happen. So we'll see if this stock is ready to go again. So we did see a pretty strong pullback here. Here I started getting into Eton Pharmaceutical, ranked number 17. It was trying to move after a big reversal here, and then it bounced the next day, and then it kind of started to stall again. And then here was the reversal. I'm not sure if there's news, but I had to get out that day, and yeah. So it hasn't bounced back on Friday, you see. So here, we don't see many health stocks in the top 100 here. Like really, there's only a few stocks here. The next one, rank 21 is ARWR. So this one, it moves up here. That's my initial trade there. And then it kind of pulled back. Then it started to move up again. And then here is where I try again, but it fell again. And then now I got in on Thursday here on this bounce on higher volume. And then Friday it pulls back again. So it hasn't really worked well, but it is a lower price stock, so the performance easily outweigh others because of the lower price. Yeah, so we'll see if this can hold or not. Next is BDSG BrightSpring in the outpatient home care here. This is my initial position moving up right there. And then ever since I've been trying to add, but also sometimes here I got shakeout right there. And then here I got back in. And so far, there's add and trim, and there's several days here, just like the general market, where it just reverse. And usually that's when I will trim. And then here we see another bounce back on Friday. So again, I add again. So it's kind of just digesting right now. So we'll see. It's holding the 10-day. The 21-day is moving up right here. So maybe at some point it's going to bounce. So we'll see. Next we have PAHC, ranked 35. So this one has a gap up from earnings, moving up nicely, and then it pulled back, forming this handle. And I tried this handle, and it was too early to get in. It continued to fall here. And then finally we see the bounce right here. And then on Friday we see another bounce off the 10-day. So maybe this could work. It looks pretty good. So here's pot holding really tight on the 10-day bounce too, so it's pretty good. I haven't traded this yet. Here's Tempus. Tempus, very volatile stock. It moves up nicely here, but it finally fall apart. And right here is a lot of distribution here. And then it tried to bounce out again, but it fell immediately. So again, probably some news I can't remember. And then it hasn't bounced back strong. So this is the problem right now. It just hasn't really, bounced back. All right, let's move on to the next group. We have technology sector, and this is quite diverse. We have software enterprise, network solution, data storage, internet content, all kinds of technology related stocks here. And you can see it actually dominates quite a bit in the top 100. There's about 36 stocks in the top 100, which is quite a big group here. So yeah, it's doing well, in the last month. And, but we do see a lot of stocks are in downtrend now. So that's the only problem, is that a lot of them have come down, and whether they'll come back up, nobody really knows at this moment. So we'll see how things go as time goes on. But for now, we will look at some of the top ones. We have Live here, ranked number 2. It's up 97% since April 7th. Looking at this chart, we can see it's been moving up really strongly, and then it keep going up here. And then this is the first, kind of closer pullback to the 10-day here after this big move. And then since then, it's been holding up nicely. Look at this tight trading here. And then on Friday, it make new high, but it did reverse to the lows of the day near the lows. So we'll see. 10 days, not too far from it, but a little bit extended. But it's okay. It looks okay. Huge volume on Friday too, like huge right here, huge volume. So not sure if sometimes when you see the largest volume, especially after it hit like the 20% mark or more from the breakout, it could be near the top. But we'll see. The reversal is definitely not a good thing, but it's still a positive day. So I still count that as a positive. But the next day will be important, like, whether it pulls back to the 10-day or not and stuff like that. So we'll see. Next on the list, we have MGNI number 4 and Duolingo number 5. So here's MGNI. It start moving down here, and then it form a tight range here. Then it gap up on earnings, and then from there it pulls back, and then it tries again. It pulls back again, and so far this recent tightness here looks pretty good. Here's Duolingo. Also break out pretty strong here. It has pulled back since to the 10-day right here. It's been trading really tight until yesterday. Yesterday, Thursday it reversed, and then Friday it just dropped close to the 21-day line. It didn't never touch it, and then it reversed. So this is very healthy, because what happened is that, it dropped in the morning and then very hard, and then it reversed all the way back and past yesterday's close, and hence we have a blue bar there, which is a positive day. And it closed up 1%. Let's look at the intraday chart just to see how this is trading. Yeah, so here we have a really bad reversal day. It went down hard on Friday morning, and then it bounced, and then you can see it just kind of, found support here at this level, and then it broke out once more from intraday chart here, and it closed really strong. So very positive momentum here. We have Credo in downtrend. Palantir app ranked 8 and 9. So Palantir was trading really tight here, and it finally came out on yesterday. I didn't see any particular news. Maybe there is news, I'm not sure, but it's a nice strong breakout. Very strong. Yeah, very strong. 7.7%. App loving here. We see this pullback recently, and then it bounced off right here, and it make new highs, and then it pulled back. Thursday, Friday, found support again at the 10-day. Looks pretty good again. It fell down really hard in the morning. So here's the reversal. Fell down in the morning, and then it continued again down here. And then before it finally reversed and closed really strong. So again, perhaps there's some rebalancing that this may be a good sign. If that is due to rebalancing, means more institutions are getting into this stock. We have SITM in downtrend. Then we have STX in data storage, and AVGO here, which we kind of covered in the main market video. It's one of the large caps that's doing well. If you haven't watched it, please go watch that video. It looks better, the chart looks better than Nvidia right now. AVGO is very strong. Here's STX, a stock that is, I missed most of this run right here, unfortunately. Then I start to see some potential here from this bounce here, and it moved up nicely. And look at how tight it's trading this week. After such a big gain, 10 days catching up right here, and yeah, very strong. And it's a holding after the breakout. That's even more impressive. So usually after the breakout, it will pull back, but in this case, it just goes sideways. Next, we have Bumble, SMTC, ALGM, all of them been kind of coming down. And then we have CRSR in the uptrend, and Dell, reported. So let's take a look at those. So this is Corsair Gaming. It came down after the earnings here, but then it bounced back pretty fast. And then we see a couple of pullbacks here, and then we see a huge bounce right there. And then now we see another pullback here. So this one, you can see it pulled back, it never came back up on Friday. So that's the disappointment there. Okay, there was some huge selling at the end. So again, not sure rebalancing is getting out of this stock. Those are hints possibly. I never did any study on this, so I don't know if that makes a difference going forward. So, but you definitely look into that. Here's Dell. So Dell reported earnings. It was really good numbers, I thought, but I don't know what happened. It reversed all the way from the top to the bottom here, and I got into the stock, but I got tripped out pretty fast in the morning right here. So because it went up right here, and that should be a very good support level, and it came down pretty fast. And then notice how it really didn't have much power, even though it tried to come back. Not much power at all. Because normally you want to see it come back to at least half the range. and it never did. Next, we have rank 43 grind in the uptrend, 49 TWLO in the uptrend. So here's grind. Grind had been doing well before in this uptrend, and then until this earnings that really blew it out, but it reversed all the way and came back up. And then since that time, it's just going sideways and digesting. It just keep going sideways and digesting. Thursday, it tried to make a move and come out here. So kind of early entry point right there. And then Friday, look at that. It's able to hold the lows too and come back up. So that looks pretty promising. So here's the low on Thursday and here's the low on Friday. Both days, low were held. Looks good. Here's TWLO. So TWLO came back up right here. Then as it got a little bit extended, it went sideways. And so far, this sideways movement, is holding up above the 10-day. But recent actions, we see some intraday reversal. And I think that's the reason why some of my stops were hit as well. So you can see right here, this thing actually moved up. But on the daily intraday chart, you can see here, it came down. Here, it came down again, just by a little bit, not too much, right? Here, just a little bit. And then after this, so far it holds this low so far. So maybe it could work after this. Then we have EXTR downtrend, AEIS downtrend, NVIDIA, we covered the main market video, IoT within 1%, so holding tight. Light, KD, MU all in downtrend, AVPT within 1%. Now it's in downtrend. RAM and INTU. With RAM, we see this huge earning gaps up movement and then it pulls back very strong the next day. Right away, the day following, it found support. It never hit new low again and it never came down to the 10-day. And then it bounced. And then look at this tightness of the trading right now. And volume has subsided a little bit, right? On the sell side. So the 10-day is right here. It's still a little bit extended, but it looks pretty promising right now. Next one is INTU, which I kind of regret not getting into on this earnings day. It broke out and it's been holding tight. And because the market has been jittery, so I just didn't want to take new position on any new stock. But it followed through the next day, and look at how tight it's trading. That is amazing. The 10 days coming up is still far below it, so it might need more time to digest, but this looks really good. We have MTSI, TSM both in downtrend still. CVLT, this one's gonna come up a bit. So here's the bounce here, and then it pulls back to 21-day. Then we found support, and then we found support even on Friday again. And then after that support, look at this breakout right here so it looks really good. Again, most stocks were remember, most stocks are kind of like this, and then like this. This one just went straight up very fast. So there's some sort of accumulation happening, volume super high. Next we have Microsoft, we cover in the main video. Spot, still doing okay. SAP, still doing okay. Let's take a look. So this one definitely you can see just very choppy action, which I'm very surprised because it did have a really nice uptrend here. But this has been really chopped, just chop here, chop here, chop here. Lots of chopping. Very hard to trade this stock. Next one, SAP. This one, it's okay. Here's the pullback, and then it bounced. The problem with the bounce is I know this every day it kind of touches the below the previous day's low, which is not good. And then we start seeing some gap downs here, gap ups here, then gap downs here, and then we saw another gap up on Friday here. So it's just constantly doing this kind of action, which is very hard. Not sure why this is happening on such a big cap stock. I don't know why that's happening. Maybe not a good sign, but I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, and then I guess the last stock we'll look at here is Palo Alto. Because of I think Zscaler, Palo Alto went up together as well as in the group, and this one has strong earnings as you see there. And then yeah, it's not the best looking chart. It has this one really bad day from earnings, then it bounced, and then it pulled back here, and then now we at pretty much the last 6-7 sessions high right now. And yeah, so we'll see if this will work this time. This is the traditional handle point. Yeah. All right, next rank number 3 is Kavana. So we look at the retail group. There's not too many stocks, roughly about 17 stocks in the top 100 here. So looking at Kavana, very strong stock. This one really nice chart, right? Because it really hold the 10-day really well. So I really like it so far. It just broke out recently from traditional buy point. Here's a 20-25% profit level here. So it still has some way to go if this stock continues. Next, we have SI with the downtrend. SHAK doing really well, rank 11, restaurant, right? Here's SHAK, very strong uptrend as well. Looks very nice, right? Like very similar to Kavana, holding on to the 10-day moving average very well. And yeah, this is very strong, and it's coming up to the traditional high here, high point. So then we have Tesla, which we cover in the main market video. SCA has started to come down. RCL here, Royal Caribbean went up like right here, and then it pulls back pretty strong, forming that handle, and then it broke out this week on Friday actually. Well, Tuesday it tried to come up, but it kind of pulled back a little bit. Look at how tight those 2 days here, Wednesday and Thursday, and then Friday it make a new high. Then we have Melly and SNCY in a downtrend here. ATAT pulling back within 1%. Netflix, we saw that in the main market video. ATGE also within 1%. APEI uptrend. RL coming down. SN coming down. USFD making new highs. CPA in the uptrend, and so forth. You can follow this list. Yeah, so there's definitely more uptrend stocks here, as we saw based on the summary at the beginning of the video. So looks pretty good, this sector. Next we have industrial group here. There's about, how many here? 23 stocks here in the top 100. The only problem is I know there's a lot of them has gone downtrend now, or within 1% of range. So that's the only problem. So look at VRT. VRT is one of those that have corrected a lot, and right now it's starting to bounce back. So up to here, it was pretty good support, and then it actually finally cracked the 10-day here slightly, and then it bounced from there. And so far, it is still looking for support. Even on Friday here, it's finding support, bouncing off it, but it didn't close positive, so it's still considered a negative day in that sense. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Next, we have ARLO in the security. Here we see the gap up after the earnings and continue to move up, follow through, and then it went sideways. Look at this sideways movement. That's like amazing. And then it cracked a little bit, but it's still above the 10-day. It didn't touch it. And then it continued to hold here above the 10-day. And then finally it moves again on Friday here. So this is a $14 stock, so it could be, like, that's the thing, for a stock that is trading in the $14, it's actually not as volatile as you would think, But here you can see a lot of volatility. Even the days intraday range is much higher. But recently it's just very tight action. Next we have CRS pulling back down in the downtrend. SCI still in the uptrend. Here's the bounce, and here's the pullback. It's still above 10-day. So we'll see if it comes all the way back down or not. The KRMN here downtrend, SMTR in the downtrend, SYM downtrend, so a lot of them come to downtrend. Road pull back recently, bounced to new high, and then now we pull back again. And on Friday, once again, this is one of the few stocks that came down really hard in the morning, but came all the way back up above previous day's high. Then we have MYRG in the downtrend, HWM and MTZ. HWM here, really nice chart. Look at this. And then from here, it pulled back and cut below the 10-day slightly. And then it reversed and closed at the top of the range. And then the Tuesday, it followed through, gap up. And look at the tightness here. Incredible tightness where it closed. Then we have MTZ, APG still looking good. Cohere is now in downtrend. TT within 1%. Max FSS, ITT, RevG all in downtrend right now. FM still in uptrend. NISE, IRM within 1%. ETN coming downtrend. HEI is making new high. Here's the cup and handle here for HEI. Pulls back really strong here, and then after that it bounced pretty strong. It hasn't looked back so far yet. So you can continue looking beyond the top 100 list here for the industrial sector. For commodities, energy is very weak. There's only like 6 full handful of stocks here on the top 100. We have CRS and MOS here, went 24, 27. So this is the 10-day moving average, but then it kind of undercut it right here, and then it bounced back again, and then it pulls back once more to the 10-day here. So yeah, so we'll see if it can continue this momentum. It has a good close on Friday. So here it is. It was able to bounce back and close more positive than the previous day. Here's Mosaic Chemicals, Agricultural, and Phosphate Fertilizers doing really well. This is amazing chart. So here's the first pullback to the 10-day. Then it got to here, another pullback, and then so far it's looking good. It's making new highs again on Friday. And look at that volume on the sell side, very low. Then we have CVI, GTLS in the oil and gas downtrend. We have ERO, metal mining ores, and AU in the gold, both doing well here, still in uptrend. Here's ERO here, gap up on earnings. It hasn't done much since that day, really. It's just kind of moving sideways mostly, right? So maybe when it breaks out here, it could work. Here's AU Anglo Gold. Gold has formed this W-shaped formation. Unfortunately, it hasn't broke out yet. So this is one that actually holding up the best. If you look at gold bullion price, it actually didn't even come close to the previous high here. So that's the only negative. That's the negative there. The last group we look at is financials. Financials are not doing that well as well. Here we only have 12 stocks. As you go down here, we see lots of stocks in downtrend. And even at the top here, iron's kind of in downtrend, total SoFi is in downtrend. And then we have lots of within 1% here. And then the only 4 uptrend stocks here, AFRM. For AFRM here, we have this pullback gap down on earnings right there. And then after that, it was able to recover to new highs. But then after that, it fell back again. And then from here on, it did bounce off this 50-day. Now then we came up to the 200-day line right here, the black line. It's having lots of trouble trying to surpass it. So that's the only problem right now, waiting for it to give that clear signal there. Next we have Block. Block was able to come back up after, so there was the earnings gap down, but then it recovered. And then came up here and trade really tight here around the moving averages. And then this week on Tuesday, you can see it came out of this trend line here, very positive. And then after that, it's just able to trade very tight, which is not a bad thing, like a very good thing actually, especially even on Friday it pulls back. It was just much lower than you would think. And here's the 10-day moving average. Then we have Skyward and PLMR. Skyward did pretty well right here, but then it started to pull back all the way to the 21-day. Since then, it's able to rebound. And on Friday, it makes a move. Looks pretty good. So PLMR stock. This one is a kind of like a more intermediate trend type of stock where you just want to hold, but it doesn't move really fast, but it does move. There's one pullback here, and then this one another slight pullback there. Here's another pullback here. So most of them do coincide with the 21 rather than the 10-day. It did come out on Friday on huge volume. The selling subsided significantly here on Wednesday. So it looks pretty good. Whether this will actually accelerate in movement, I don't know. But yeah, so that's what it's been doing in the past. So yeah, so those are your lists. Let me just bring back to you to the all the groups here. And if you want to take a look more closer at the top list here, feel free to study them. If we do somehow get a surprise bounce this coming market week, then it will be very encouraging for this growth stocks to bounce back up. It's been roughly, like I say, 8 sessions since it hasn't moved, or it's just most of them going down. There's some, obviously, as we saw earlier today, there's some stocks that are, making new highs, but it's not many, right? That's, I think, yeah, it's not that many. So that's the problem here. So if we need them to recover first, start to bounce back, and then come out of the uptrends, come into this uptrend mode, and hopefully we can go beyond that after. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you like and subscribe, and until next time.